Hello and welcome to Instablogs Global Report. This is Sukhmani with fresh updates and more citizen voices from all over the world. Stories of the day are: new clashes erupt between police and Uighurs in the western Chinese city of Urumqi. Kenya on high alert as first case of swine flu test detected, and kidnapping incidents increase in several parts of Pakistan. New protests have flared in the western Chinese city of Urumqi 2 days after more than 150 people died in clashes involving ethnic groups and police. About 200 ethnic Uighurs, who are a Muslim minority, faced off against the police to protest over the arrest of 1,434 people over Sunday's unrest. Our CJ has more on the story.
No matter what the immediate pretext, the rioting in the capital of western Shinzhiang province, Urumchi, has actually been sparked by fire, anger and discontent long simmering in the hearts and minds of Vighurs against the Chinese Communist government. Although very little makes out of China, but it is no secret that the government has always tried to brutally suppress Uighur attempts to maintain their distinct cultural identity, which forms the very basis of their demand towards a separate homeland. The barbaric clampdown of the protestors clearly vindicates the allegation of Uighur repression and their cultural obliteration being perpetrated by the Chinese government.
Kenya is on high alert as first case of swine flu is detected. Millions of Kenyans are now in fear that the country might not be able to handle the deadly flu in case of an outbreak. Our CJ Rose Angui shares a similar concern.
This is Rose Angui, a citizen journalist from Kenya, reporting on Instablogs. Kenya is now on high alert as first case of swine flu is detected. Millions of Kenyans are now in fear that the country might not be able to handle the deadly flu in case of an outbreak. This case happens to be a British medical student who, among others, are in the country on a humanitarian mission. This case could be a beginning of another series of the country's tourism sector woes, whose high season begins this month. It is such a tedious exercise as medical experts embark on a search of all the people the British students came into contact with. Though Kenya's case is not unique, Kenyans have all the reasons to worry if our capacity in handling such an outbreak is anything to go by. And only 2 days after its detection, it has emerged strains of the virus that causes it developing resistance to treatment.
The crime of kidnapping is on a rise in several parts of Pakistan. In Peshawar, criminal gangs have started using young women to lure and trap men to be kidnapped for ransom. The situation has become a challenge for the local police and people feel insecure about their family members while they are out at home. CJ Kareem Khan has more from Pakistan.
This is CJ Kareem Khan from Peshawar in Pakistan. The incidence of kidnapping is growing and young women are now being used by criminal gangs in Peshawar as a luring bait for kidnapping people for ransom. Most of the women working for these criminal gangs have a record of prostitution. They lure both young and mature men into private buildings where the male members of their gangs take the men hostage and demand from their families ransom on their heads. The police has so far busted 25 criminal gangs in various parts of the city that used women in kidnapping people for ransom. Given the success of this crime, many criminals otherwise not engaged in kidnapping are also turning to this profitable category of crime which gets millions of rupees in a single case. The situation has become a big challenge for the local police to control. The general public is also getting wary of this situation, and most parents do not allow their children, both minor and adults, to stay out of home for long.
If you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your choice. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's all for today's show. We'll be back with fresh updates and more citizen voices. Till then, it's goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.